Hello and welcome back to the Nightcap. I'm Josh Rimmer on NextSportStar.com. Joining us right now on the show, it's a real pleasure to be joined by one of the best in the business, singer Michael Buble. Michael, thanks for taking the time to be with us.
My pleasure, Doug. Nice to talk to you, bud. It's, I think this gets us about as close to hockey as we can get, so I'm happy to talk to you, bud.
I agree with you. Michael, I know you're a diehard hockey fan, and this season's been one hell of a roller coaster ride with no hockey. How tough has the NHL Lockout been on you?
You know, I'll be honest, I think like many fans, it's bummed me out, but you learn to use your time in other ways. I mean, I got to be honest with you, I wasn't a big NFL fan, and now I am. I mean, I discovered a game that I'm crazy about now, so that's that's one of the positives. I find this a lot more time for family, and my wife probably is thrilled that there's no hockey. But the truth is, listen, I'm a fan of the sport, just like people listening today, and I live and breathe hockey. I love it, and I mean, the fact to see what's happened here, that we've lost this much time, is it's pretty sick, and I just think that ownership and players are, it's just sad that this little care has been given to the game and to the people who support it.
And Michael, this whole negotiation process has gotten so ugly, with the players threatening decertification and the owners suing to have the players' contracts ripped up. Has this just become a circus in your eyes? Everything going on?
No. I think the media has turned it into a circus. I truly do. I'm going to tell you that what I believe, and I believe that they were never going to play hockey up till January. I believe that this was the plan. I don't think that there was ever a chance of hockey before this. I'll be even more frank with you. If an announcement isn't made in a week from now stating that there'll be a shortened season, I would be more than shocked. Just like you, I've got pretty good information, and mine tells me that even though it looks this badly, they should have a deal by next week.
Wow, that would be great.
I know that we've said this before, though, haven't we? We've talked to each other a few times. And I mean, honestly, they said they were close. But listen, I tell you now, I don't think Mr. Bettman and I don't think a few of those owners ever had even an inkling to stop this thing before January. I mean, there were people I talked to before the season started that told me exactly how this would go.
Michael, how about the fans? Do you think they'll come back right away? Will you come back right away?
You know what? It depends. I mean, listen, if I can tell you now, if we lose this whole season, if somehow they're stupid enough, and in life you think, God, they couldn't be that stupid. But you know what? People, they surprise you all the time with how stupid they can actually be. If they lost the whole season, honest to God, I think that I would hope that fans had enough respect for themselves to boycott. I mean, I'm not saying a whole year, but I'm saying for sure don't buy any NHL merch. Don't buy tickets. If you got season tickets, fine. If you want to go. But watch it on TV, listen on the radio. I mean, that's what I'm not. If they lose this whole season, I'll tell you next year, not a dime will be spent from my pocket. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's all hearsay, because I think we're going to get our 40 games or whatever it is.
Michael, I especially feel bad for the LA Kings hockey fans. The Kings obviously won the Cup for the first time ever, and they keep their whole team intact, Michael. They don't lose any of the players, and when a team wins the Cup, it's tough to keep the team together.
Sure.
How tough was it? I mean, for LA hockey fans, I mean, this is a team that everyone expected to make another kick of the can this year. They've lost a lot of momentum because of this lockout.
I feel much worse for the Winnipeg fans who had a franchise stolen from them.
Yes.
Only to take it somewhere that didn't work. They get it back. The fans are the best fans in the league. I mean, they're going nuts for their team. And the second year the team comes back, they lose hockey. I mean, forget about LA. They won the Stanley Cup. I mean, their fans are happy. I mean, I know that they wish they could do it again, but Vancouver Canucks fans wish they had that problem. It's teams like Winnipeg. That team, I mean, those people are heartbroken, and I get it. The owners are not happy. And here's the thing, man, that people aren't getting. These owners are not all in step with each other. I mean, they're unified because they have to be. But I can tell you, I mean, that a team like, say, Vancouver or Toronto, these teams are making a bundle. They're making a bundle. You think they're losing money?
No.
They're not. This is not happy times for them. There's no reason. They've got 21,000 people a game coming to see their games. You know, these are not the owners that are, I'm sure, you know, making problems. But you know, there's a few teams that are not making money, or you know, and I guess I can understand as owners they're putting up a risk, so I think they're freaking out. I think there's a few teams hanging on by the skin of their teeth, and I don't know if they're going to come out and really. I mean, believe that, but you got to believe it's true. And I think that those owners, you know, you can see a point for both of them, but at this point, with the amount of money that they're talking about and the things they're talking about, I've just got to imagine. Gary Bettman has had this plan the whole time, and that Fair is saying to the guys, just give me another week, and I promise we'll get a little more.
We're joined on the show here by singer Michael Buble. Michael, do you think there's, well, I mean, you obviously think that there's going to be a chance the season happens here, but have you picked a side at all during these negotiations?
Most definitely, the players, absolutely. I'm on the player side. I think that, you know, listen, I've negotiated contracts with my record company or movies and things like that, and a negotiation is when two people sit down and they try to you know, both come up with a deal that, you know, listen, in a great negotiation, when you work something out, both people should walk away miserable, feeling like they both got taken, or at least both should walk away feeling like they both got what they wanted. And listen, like I said, I don't think the NHL I don't think Mr. Bettman and some of his board had ever reasoned really negotiating this thing. Or, like I said, they're coming to the table no matter what happened. I think that they were prepared to lose this much of the season.
One of the things that has come out during this lockout, Michael, is the fact that there's been a couple of sports networks that have reported that once the lockout is over, Roberto Luongo is a Maple Leaf. Have you heard the same thing at all? And what would Toronto have to give up? They'd have to give up something to bring on salary.
Well, you know, listen, by the way, a lot of this depends on the issues that are resolved in this union. I think that, you know, we talk about Toronto and we talked about Florida, but listen, Luongo's a world-class goaltender, and I think that people can, you know, they can, you know, sit there and say that he's average or this or that, but honestly, I mean, he could be the difference between, you know, going, you know, having a 50% season and going all the way.
And I got to say, I'm pretty excited to see what Corey Schneider could do in Vancouver playing 60 games.
Yeah, listen, I'm one of the Vancouver fans that's a big fan of Corey, and he's happy to see this kid get his games. But at the same time, I also think, you know, you lose Luongo. I mean, I think it's a loss to a team to lose a player that's that good. And I think Vancouver fans, listen, it's known as a great goalie graveyard. We're tough on our goaltenders, and I think sometimes you don't know what you got till it's gone. And I think that I'm not saying Corey's not going to do a great job, but I think there are going to be nights when you look and say, you know, damn, Luongo was a superb goaltender.
Michael, I want to say congratulations to you for being nominated for a Grammy for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album for Christmas.
Thank you.
That's going to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, man, this is the 8th nomination, and I've won three times so far. This time I'm batting 500, which
Awesome.
is not bad with Grammys. But man, no, it's all good. I mean, I you know, love the, but to be honest with you, when I'm nominated for Juno, I'm even more excited, and that's a Canadian Grammy. So
that's
it's
right.
all good. I mean, listen, it's all amazing.
Now, and last year you were everywhere for the holidays promoting your album Christmas. Is this year more relaxed for you during the holidays? Do you get to spend more time with the family?
No, Josh, what happened is this year the record is selling in some places as much or more than it did last year. I mean, in the United States this week, my record's number 2. I mean, this has never happened before. It's a record.
Wow.
It's never happened on Billboard. It's a record that came out last year. It was the second highest selling record of the year behind Adele. And this year, I think this week, I'm number 2 with 140 or 150,000 copies sold. In the UK, it's number 2. In Germany, it's number 1. In Canada, it's number 1. In Austria, it's number 1. In Australia, it's number 1. In Holland. So, I mean, just go on iTunes Top 10 and take a look. It's absolutely nuts. I mean, I really wanted to make a great Christmas record, and I guess I did because the demand has been incredible.
And you know what? Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Always love having you on the show here, Michael. This year, you get to spend a little bit more time with the family, not traveling as much this Christmas?
Yeah. No, I'm going to stay here now. I'm in the studio still working on my next record, but I've got the whole family here. I got my family and my wife's family. I just picked them up. Josh, right before I got on the phone with you, I got a bus, and they all drove in here, and there's a lot of Spanish in the house right now. You can probably hear them in the background. But I just love it. My favorite, one of my favorite things about my wife is her family, and I'm lucky, one of those guys that has great in-laws and enjoys spending time with them, so I'm very lucky for that. And by the way, they don't speak English, so it's the truth, because they couldn't understand me if I was lying.
Michael, I know Christmas, the holidays are one of your favorites. Is there one thing you like the most about the holidays, about Christmas?
Yeah, I think it's the kids. I think it's that youth, that joyful youth, the exuberance and innocence of youth. And I'm looking at right as we speak, my niece and nephew and my wife's little niece, they're all playing together, and man, they're so excited. They're just, everything is great, and they've got the spirit of Christmas in their heart. And that might sound weird, but I remember being that age, and it meant a heck of a lot to me. And so, listen, Christmas makes me kind of gooey, and I think it makes a lot of people the same way. It doesn't matter how tough you are. It's a great time of year to be with family and friends and to sort of count your blessings and stuff.
I'm right there with you. How about anything? You ask Santa for anything really cool this year?
Well, let's see if he listens. Hopefully, when I talk to you next, Josh, in a week, this strike will be over, and I'll get what I'd asked for.
That's what I asked for too. I said, "Don't buy me anything, just get me hockey."
Man, it's got to be. What do you do as a journalist who talks hockey? I mean, I was listening to AM 1040 here in Vancouver, and these poor guys have a thing called Canucks lunch. And honestly, I think they talked about NFL football the whole time. There wasn't anything to talk about.
Was it Canucks as in Canada? I guess I was Vancouver. Supposed to be Vancouver Canucks.
No, it's Canucks. It's Canada. Excuse me, Vancouver. The Vancouver Canucks. They do a thing, Canucks lunch, and basically they went, Alexander Edler's off the injury reserve, and I feel for you, buddy. I've got I got so many friends that are journalists that have been hurt by this. I got friends, down the line and owning restaurants that are being hurt by this, and I got friends like Johnny Shorthouse, who's the play-by-play, the voice of the play-by-play of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's tough for him. I mean, one of my best friends, Sarah, her husband is he's a big executive with the Canucks, and it's tough. It's tough. Everybody, they care, and by the way, both sides care. I just think that certain people that are at the top don't care enough.
I agree with you, Michael. Before we let you go, anything? What's going on in Michael's world right now? Any upcoming projects you want to promote on the show?
No, I just, actually I do. I got something that on December 21st on NBC, CTV in Canada, I've got a Christmas special called Michael Buble Home for the Holidays, and it's me and Rod Stewart and Blake Shelton and Carly Rae Jepsen and Elmo, and I have a cool thing with Bing Crosby. I'd love people to tune in and check it out. It's a nice way to spend the 21st near Christmas with your family.
That's awesome. I know what I'll be doing now on the 21st.
Awesome. Please do.
Michael, thanks so much for doing this today, buddy. I always love having you on the show. All the best to you.
Thank you, buddy. Listen, I will talk to you in early January, and I can gloat about how right I was that the strike ended.
I would love that. I would love if you're right.
Count on it happening, man.
That'd be awesome. Michael, thanks so much for doing this, buddy.
Thanks, bud. Take care of yourself, guys.
You too. That was Michael Buble, the one and only. What a fantastic guy. Always love having Michael on the show. We'll get him on again in January, as he was just talking there. One of the best guys in the business. Just a real down-to-earth guy. Loves talking his hockey. So our thanks to Michael Buble for joining us on the show tonight. Always love getting him on. And like Michael said, you'd be shocked if in a week from now that there was not a deal made. I know Michael's got some pretty good sources, so I believe what Michael's saying. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if a deal will be done in a week, but I think a deal still will be done in the NHL. I think we'll be playing hockey by January the 15th, most likely. Can the deal be made after the Christmas holidays? Maybe Santa will be good to all of us, and we'll have hockey back. The question is, will the fans come back right away? Because I know the fans are already talking about not showing up for the first couple games, staying at home, watching the game on TV, and showing their displeasure with no hockey for so long, for 3 months, 96 days. We've gone here in this lockout. We're going to head to break. Coming up in hour number 2, we're going to talk with former Buffalo Bill, USC Trojan, Chris Hale will join us on the show with his weekly visit. We'll get Chris's thoughts on the past week in the NFL. We'll get his picks for this week in the NFL. That's coming up next on the Nightcap. Don't go away.
And Belfort.